Welcome into the Slobberknocker Sports Podcast, episode number 90. We are in the 90 club. So we are 10 away from 100, and we'll do something special for our 100th episode. Make sure if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe, comment below. All interaction helps grow the channel. We've got a special guest today. He's been on multiple college football shows. We've got an episode of our college football preview coming out this week, too. I haven't gotten it out yet, but we're going to get it out on Wednesday. Wes Miller in the building. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, Appreciate you being here.
Andrew sucks at football, man.
Yeah, that's your favorite take, and it is true. He does suck at football.
Yeah,
We're going to talk some college football. We're going to talk some WNBA. We'll do some WNBA or not for fun.
It wouldn't be the Slobberknocker Sports Podcast without WNBA.
That's right.
And that's what we do here.
We've got some NFL.
Love the WNBA.
It's entertaining.
Nothing like
else.
it. The W, as the cool kids are calling it these days.
The
like
W?
Stash referred to it as the W.
Oh yeah,
she's one of the best players in the W.
In the
right
W,
now.
yeah.
Like, dude,
he said Sophie Cunningham's his new favorite player.
W.
Yeah, the W.
Hey man, we gotta pay him.
Yeah, we got to get what they're owed. The negative $50 million. Got to get them what they owed. You know,
load them up
I did the math. It was like if they actually wanted to break even, they'd have to all pay back $390,000. Like each player would have to pay that back.
I saw something where like Angel Reese's base salary is like $80,000, and she's like, "Well, how am I supposed to live?" It's like your endorsement deal is like worth way over
100%,
millions of dollars.
100%.
Did you see what Ice Cube said to her? You may be getting into that later. She was like, "Oh, what if I left to go play in the Big Three for $5 million?" And Ice Cube was basically like, nicely like, "Well, I don't think that was a Caitlin Clark. We knew she'd bring in far more than that, so that's why we offered her that." She goes. He was like, with you, I don't know. We'll have to crunch the numbers and see. It was like a nice response.
Yeah, truth hurts.
It does hurt, and that is the truth. When Caitlin's out, the ratings tank and the ticket prices drop. Nobody else does that. Whether you like her or hate her, that's a fact. Let's jump into a few things. I've got a couple of videos here. So actually, you know what? That's a good place to start with Angel Reese because I do have a video I wanted to show y'all. If I can pull it up here. Just curious your thoughts. This was against the Indiana Fever played the Chicago Sky this last weekend. It's actually yesterday, I think. And Caitlin and Angel did not play, but Angel did have an interesting outfit on the sideline. My mom was commenting about it. You'll see it right here. Just curious your thoughts. This was one of the funnier things I saw this week.
This is going to be a good take from me because I haven't seen this yet. Oh, my God.
I mean, that's what she decided to wear to the game. That is...
Who the fuck is she, Ned Stark? Looks like a Lord of Winterfell.
She's got like it's like a pimp. I mean, is that is that a fur? I'm blind as a bat. Is that like a fur coat?
Yeah, it is.
That's what I thought you were saying. I was like, it's like king of the.
Look at the earrings
in the middle of July.
I mean, her ears are gonna fall off. I just saw them. Look at her.
Lord.
I mean, my goodness. And she's complaining about her salary. Look, if you want people to take you seriously and respect you, that's the last thing you should be doing. That's all I'm going to say about it. I don't know what y'all's thoughts are.
I'm not a big fan of me bounce. I just don't like Angel Reese at all.
I don't either. I can't stand her.
No, hey, I'm sure she's a talented basketball player in women's basketball.
No, she's not. Stop it.
Yeah,
stop it.
I know.
She can't make a fucking layup.
Did you see Shaquille O'Neal the other day
about Robert Griffin III?
Yeah, saying that he was going to kill fucking Robert Griffin III. It's like,
Shaq,
if you don't keep her name out of my mouth, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Shaq, she's not going to fuck you, dude.
Yeah,
that's what he thinks. That's what he thinks.
We
does
curse,
think
right?
that. Yes, absolutely.
First of all, I will play the flip side of that coin. She absolutely will fuck Shaq. As soon as her career is over, she absolutely. I mean, yeah, she's one of the funniest AI ones I've ever seen. Is like Caitlin Clark at the podium, and it's like AI is like she's gonna be popping her asshole at some shitty strip club on a Tuesday night for $5. Or fucking Shaquille O'Neal. Those are going to be her two options.
I love Shaq, but I thought that
I did too.
I love Shaq too. It's just
was
kind of
weird.
No, it absolutely was. It 100% was. I don't know why.
RG3's already dealing enough with Ryan Clark. I don't think he needs that.
No. RG3 could never recover from that croissant picture where he stuck it in his mouth. Did you see that?
Ooh, I did.
And there's always been rumors.
Are we about to get into the little people?
Okay, yeah. So Turner hadn't seen this, so I'm going to turn this up.
You haven't
This
seen
is hilarious. I thought it was an
First
AI.
of all, you're not having a stroke.
Okay, this is really happening?
Yeah, I thought it was AI at first. I really did.
I did too.
I thought it was AI. It looks like it's AI.
Is this a Big 12 Media Days?
This is Big 12 Media Day. This is the coaching school. This is Texas High School Coaching Association. I just saw that.
I can see it in the background.
That's THSCA. That's crazy. This was coaching school was last weekend.
So context, right? Coaches get up on these forums in order to get in front of high school coaches. It's mainly for recruiting purposes, right? And to build relationships in the Texas high school coaching community. So this is how Dave Aranda did it?
Yes, this is how he did it.
Let's play it.
there's a scene in The Wolf of Wall Street when they're talking about throwing midgets, and it's like, hey, this midget, can he, can he roll there? And you go, no, he doesn't roll. You throw him. You know what I mean? And they're made for throwing. And then after a while, they start talking, and they go, well, you know what? I think if you start talking, they may think they know we're making fun of them. The midgets may think we're making fun of them. So then I'm going to start, they may get mad at us. And then the guys go, well, what we need to do is make them think they're one of us. And they go, one of us, one of us. And I think that's the thing with coaching, call it recruiting, is it's that way. They talk about acquiring players, getting rid of players, just like that. And the whole thing underneath all that is they make them think they're one of us. You know what I mean? And it's like, but I don't know. Do you have to do that to win? That sucks.
What the fuck just happened?
That was. I mean, yeah. That might have been the dumbest. Like, what is it in fucking Billy Madison? You're awarded no points, and may God help your soul. I mean, what a fucking
I feel like
idiot.
he's seeing Mr. Penguin from that movie. This guy's out of his mind. I literally feel like I'm watching Joe Biden.
One of us. Google gobble, one of us. Google gobble, one of us. Like, what the fuck?
I don't know, but that's not a good recruiting pitch.
I don't know what he's even.
Like, what are you conveying?
Exactly. Like, that's how you decided to get to that point of, like, I don't even know. It didn't even really make sense. His point didn't even fucking make sense.
No.
You're trying to make everybody one of us. Like, what are you even saying? To reference that movie, I think he thought maybe it was going to be funny, and it just was not.
Yeah, and he's just not funny at all.
He's not
like,
funny at all.
Someone
just
that just
dry,
can't make
monotone.
jokes,
That's why I thought it was AI, because it was so monotone.
That's a slur, too, man. He
really
dropped the M word.
Multiple times.
Right at the beginning.
We love midgets on this show.
Yeah, I love you, midgets.
I love midgets. There's nothing
Speaking
that
of
gets
Game of
Big
Thrones,
Dog,
dude.
yeah.
That's right.
There's nothing that gets Big Dog going quite like midgets and strippers, but midgets especially.
Oh, my gosh. That's too funny.
We're off to a hot start.
Let's go. We're going to go. We'll do a game first just because I've got the TV up and going. Let's get WNBA going, WNBA or not. So, Wes, here's how the game works if you haven't seen it. So, I'm going to put up 5 pictures, one at a time, and it's going to be of a person who may or may not be a WNBA player.
Oh.
And you have to say whether it is or isn't. And if you have to get 3 out of 5 or better to win. So 3 out of 5 is a win. So I'll ask, y'all will both go.
Do you ever give a why?
No, you can but you can.
Oh, yeah.
You absolutely,
you
absolutely should. Yes, it's not required, but it's necessary.
Okay.
Hopefully you spice the pictures up a little bit. He's been trying to.
Are there actually WNBA players in this?
No, there are.
Okay.
It's usually 50-50. Like it'll be either 3 and 2 or 2 and 3. Usually,
Right.
Usually.
So
I have gone all WNBA.
If someone goes
before.
5 or 5, does that mean they're like a WNBA fan?
If you go 5 for 5, Turner's done it. But we play this every week.
So you're a fan.
Well, yeah, but he's also gone 0 for 5.
I have no. Let me preface it by saying this. I have no idea who's in the pictures.
Okay. That's fair.
No idea.
Maybe
Sometimes you just gotta
it's,
feel. Sometimes you're looking how big their hands are. You gotta try to see how tall they are.
Maybe it's Brittany Hicks from Shane Gillis's.
Oh my gosh, that was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
That was the best thing ever.
Maybe it was Brittany Hicks. Or
I
whatever.
knew none of y'all knew WNBA players.
It would have been hilarious if you could have found a young picture of her somehow and put her in here.
Yeah, Brittany Hicks actually is good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mix her in one time. Yeah,
one time mix her in.
Okay,
I think that was what he said her name was, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that is what it is.
8-time All-Star Brittany Hicks is here. Give it up. Everybody claps. Can't believe I just clapped for her.
I can't believe I'll clap for that.
It's time to play WNBA or not.
Okay, here is number 1. I'll try to zoom in here.
Oh, we're starting out with a white girl here.
I tried to make these good because Turner complains that I try to trick him and make them like simple. So tried to make some good.
No. Not simple. Just like giving no. Yeah, like here we have a nice trip to a winery. The last week, Dylan spiced up that last week it was like a girl taking an iPhone selfie in her fucking Kia. And I'm like, there's no context to this.
Who goes first?
Wes, we're going to let you start.
Yeah, you got the
You're
honors.
a
You get
guest.
the
You
honors.
go ahead.
Judging by, I can't tell if those are mountains or trees in the background.
Yeah,
There you go.
But
Look at that.
I like your mind's
Context
going
clues,
with
yes.
I'm just as quick to say that's Fredericksburg. And this is just somebody you know personally, so I'm just going to say not a WNBA player.
Okay.
It would be hilarious. I have no idea what like Dylan's fucking girlfriend looks like, but it would be hilarious if he stuck her in on one of these.
Dude, that's a good
And
idea.
be like,
That's exactly what
who
I thought
the
was
fuck
going
is
on.
it?
Good idea.
This could be. You know what? So you're going no WNBA, right?
Right.
Yeah, this is a classy joint here.
She's
you know,
got ice
I don't
cubes
think
in that thing.
And Dylan's laughing. He's biting his nails. Could be. You never know.
She's got
not a WNBA player.
Let's go. That is a WNBA player. Let's go.
God.
Who is that?
Let's go.
I knew I'd
get. She's the classiest broad in the WNBA.
Market her.
I started biting my nails, trying to see if I could get you to bite on that. I don't know if it actually did any good, but that is Bridget Carlton of the Minnesota Lynx. That is Bridget Carlton of the Minnesota Lynx.
And this is a very
my second choice.
Probably flattering side profile picture with the. If we see like
She's
the
attractive.
roster,
I'll pull it here. I can pull her up. Hold on.
Well, no, I mean for that
She's
picture,
got ice
for sure.
cubes in her wine glass.
No, yeah, she
not
does.
a keeper.
She's actually like not bad looking. If
Okay.
you, even like playing here, I'll pull her up playing basketball.
So are you saying that most WNBA players are bad looking?
Yes, I am saying. I'm absolutely
We're
saying.
on the record.
Yeah,
All
right.
man.
We're on the
It's
record.
on the record.
She's
I
not
won't
like
say that.
She's not like horrible looking. She's just like tall and like.
Oh
light.
yeah,
She's
Yeah, there
not
you
bad
go.
looking.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
she's
that's
actually
fine, yeah.
she's not bad. Like that's her. There's her just like in an interview.
Yeah.
She's actually kind of.
She's just a normal looking
like
girl.
bad.
I mean, Wes, she just got done running there,
for the
dude. I mean, you know.
WNBA?
Are
Come
you
on.
guys like? Do you think that Kelsey Plum is like a bombshell?
No, but I think she's like decent looking.
Oh, dude, I think she looks like Peter Dinklage. I can't.
We're back to midgets already.
Yeah. We
Bring
are.
it full circle.
That's
I mean,
right.
she's not ugly. You're right.
She's
Yes.
not ugly. Okay. All right. Number 2.
Damn,
okay,
0
you're
for
both
1.
you're
We're
both
off to a
0 for
rough
1.
start.
Okay, here we go. Number 2.
I knew.
We
Pisses
should've-
me the
we- I
fuck
mean,
off.
I'm such a Minnesota
Oh,
Lynx
dude,
fan.
this is bullshit. First of all, that person looks like
Okay, so if this
Oh,
isn't a
dude.
WNBA player, this is racially charged. So I'm saying WNBA player for sure.
dude, what the fuck is this picture? Zoom in. What does it say? Black man.
Black man blazer.
Black man blazer basketball.
Blackman. Oh, Blackman Blazers. Oh, it's a high school team.
Okay. Looks like a younger version of Michelle Obama.
She looks familiar. That's a WNBA player.
Guys, that could be my fat ass in the background with the hat on backwards back there. I'm gonna go. Oh God, yeah. I think he's going layup. Where it's like you should have known. You should have. It's like that is not a WNBA player.
All right, no wait, I'm sorry. That is a WNBA player. It is
Thank
a WNBA
God.
player. That is Crystal Dangerfield of the LA Sparks.
Did you get that picture when she was like 12 years old, dude?
This was her going in. This was her after she had already graduated from high school and she went back to her high
What
school.
is your Google search history?
That's pretty bad. But here's
When
the
you
thing.
look-
Damn,
This
dude,
one
I'm
was
0 for
hard
2. This is
because I
embarrassing.
thought she was her face was a good mix, and she's short too, which Turner often looks at height. And I usually craft this for him because I try to get him. So I thought she was good, but I could not find a picture of her that didn't have a basketball on it or something, or she wasn't in a jersey. And so I just like, fuck it, I'm just going to throw it up there. Maybe it'll throw him off that it's got a basketball on there. And it did. Okay. All right. So you're 0 for 2. You're 1 for 2. All right. This is a big one for Turner here.
Little Michelle Obama.
Fucking hilarious.
Little Mike.
Okay. We
Yeah,
are
Lil
going
Mike.
with.
Lil
Right.
Mike.
Little Mike.
Mike.
Don't get him started on that. Do not get Turner started on Little Mike. We'll go off the
No,
rails.
it's Big
for,
Mike.
Sorry.
That's Little
It is
Mike.
Sorry.
Big Mike.
Sorry. I'm gonna make sure that I got the right person.
Dude, I hope your viewership is kind of on par with what we're saying.
No, they are. Don't worry.
Oh, I mean, if they're not,
they're not watching the show anyway. Okay.
Most controversial sport. Okay.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! Here
okay,
we
we're
go.
looking at the person on the right. The person on the right. The girl on the right. Is this a WNBA
I'm gonna
player or
go
not?
with that girl on the left is a WNBA player, and that just so happens to be her wife.
Okay,
And
so you're saying
I'm
not.
saying that she's not.
Yeah, you're saying not. By the way, if you get this wrong, Turner, you're out. I mean, you get to play the last two, but I win.
Please,
I win this.
Please.
You have to like.
I'm an
slam a beer?
undisputed champ.
No, I
here.
just get the
dude,
victory
I would.
is great
If
enough.
I
Congrats.
first, that's like first of all,
That's what we're going to
That's
do.
called an award,
Yep.
not a
We're gonna do an award show
You
eventually.
can't drink if you get 3 of these. I'm gonna say we're talking about the girl on the right.
Girl
right?
on the right is correct.
That is not a WNBA player.
Y'all are correct. That is not a
Was the girl
WNBA
on the
player.
left a WNBA player?
No, I don't think. Well,
I thought that
actually,
was
to be
sound
honest,
logic.
to be honest, no, it's good logic. To be honest, I can't say definitively it's not. But the girl on the right is an actress. Her name is Mona Traore, and so I have no idea who the girl on the left is. I think it's her wife. I don't know who
That
it
looks
is.
like the girl from The Agency.
It
on
very,
HBO.
very well could be. I don't know what she's been in, but okay, she's a Canadian actress and filmmaker, known for her performances in a number
From
of
the
televisions.
Ivory Coast originally.
Global
That last
TV,
name,
Rookie
Traore. Gotta be.
Blue, CBS's Murdoch Mysteries, and Netflix's The Umbrella Academy. It says what those are the
There you
Never
go.
watched one of those
Me
shows.
either. Okay, Wes is 2 for 3. He's doing
Come
great.
on, Wes,
Turner's
you got
1
it.
for 3, and he's back in
One
it.
more.
If Wes gets one more, he wins. If Turner gets one more wrong, he loses.
I'm
But
just trying to beat you. Okay, I'm not worried
I know
about
that.
being West.
I know that. Okay.
I'm rooting for both of us.
I might be dangerous at this game.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, you might be. Y'all are doing good. Okay, Turner gets me more than I get him, but to be fair, he has to get only 3. Like he has to get 3 out of 5 right.
This isn't a fucking tax. I mean, it's not a fucking
60% normally
test,
isn't passing. Just saying.
Oh my
okay,
God. What's going on
here is
here?
number 4 here. Number 4, girl on the right.
It's a woman.
Okay, wait. Zoom in on that bag. I see an Adidas bag down low there, loading up the bus.
That's not a WNBA player.
You know what? I'm going to say that is, I think you're going for a trick. That looks more to me, I think we're looking at a track athlete there, not a WNBA
or like
player.
the Olympics or something, like an Olympian.
Not a
So y'all are
WNBA
both
player.
saying no?
No.
All right, that is not a WNBA
Boom,
player. Y'all
boom.
both are right. Correct.
We're on fire.
That is an athlete, not a track athlete. That is Feluke Akindradewo. I can't say it. She's
Nailed
a
it.
USA volleyball player.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So Wes is already 3 for 4. Wes is 1.
There
But
you
he's
go.
going for 80%. He's going for a passing grade, which would be impressive on his first try. Turner
would
trying to win. It all comes down to this for Uncle T. Okay. And here comes number 5. And let me pull the one I want up.
Hopefully it's a rapper, and I can ask
Hope
Bailey
she doesn't
for help.
see this because I just said, so. Who is that?
Oh, Bailey, we might have a rapper back here.
Is this a
I'm getting
WNBA
rapper
player or
vibes.
not?
Zoom
So-
in. What does the fucking sign say in the back?
So
I'm
that
blind.
looks like this is in Israel because that's Hebrew. So I think, right? That's
I
Hebrew.
honestly have no idea, but it does. I was thinking now that they say it, I was thinking Hebrew or what is the
Arabic?
Yes, thank you, Arabic.
I'm going to say no, that is not a WNBA player.
Uncle T, it all comes down to you.
I know.
She's short,
I'm
dude.
thinking here. She is short.
Her waistline's at the
Listen,
rail.
here's the thing. She's a. And let me get into my thinking here. Get into this crazy fucked up mind of mine.
You got this.
Short, above average, looking for the WNBA as far as who he's putting up
She's
there.
pretty.
We have Hebrew or something in the background.
I honestly
And
didn't
she's
even notice
short-
the Hebrew
and-
till just now. Wes said it.
Sure he did.
No, I swear to God, I didn't notice it
Zoom
before.
in, short, prettier. He wants you to say that's not a WNBA player. It is a WNBA player.
Fuck! That is a WNBA player. He got it.
Fuck twice.
Fuck.
So we tied.
Boom.
All right,
baby.
y'all both got 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Neither of you passed 70%, but you both win. That is Lexi Brown of the Golden State Valkyries. Let's move on. And I want to go to news or fake news. So we'll do news or fake news, and then we'll go into some big topics, and we'll talk some college football and NFL. All right, so news or fake news works like this. I'm going to give a headline, and you're going to say whether that's a real headline like that or that I completely made it up or made it up from ChatGPT.
and look at the headlines.
He does right before, and he cheats.
I'm not doing that.
He
That's what he
cheats.
accuses me of doing.
He
though.
cheats. Yeah.
He accuses
Okay.
me.
All right. We've got 5 of them. So news or fake news, and then this will stem some topics. Okay.
Okay.
Number 1, the Dallas Cowboys signed Jake Ferguson. They're tied into a 4-year, $52 million extension, but have still yet to sign Micah Parsons.
That is true.
That's true.
I know
I
that's
saw
true
it.
for a fact.
I saw
is
it.
news.
I saw
Judging
it.
by the fact that the Cowboys front office is world renowned for its sound decision making, that is unfortunately very
How about
true.
them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? No,
I'm a
honestly.
Charger fan, man. I wouldn't know.
Oh, are you a Charger fan?
I'm a Charger fan.
No way. I like that. I'm a big Justin Herbert fan. I like.
I'm
Justin
not a
Herbert lot.
Harbaugh guy, believe it or not. And I'll explain,
Really?
I'll explain why, because everybody says I'm crazy.
No, go
but
ahead.
He's weird as shit. Someone will. So during, first of all, the Connor Stallion stuff really upset me as a college football fan, and the fact that there was no repercussions from the NCAA blew my fucking mind.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
you could ask Jim Harbaugh, like, hey, what was the offensive strategy going into a matchup with Ohio State or what have you? And he would just start quoting scripture, and that would always knock my dick on the floor. And by the way, I'm a devout Christian, but I was like, why are we talking about Moses?
You know, I agree.
Ohio State's a high cover 2 team. Like, why are we talking about when Moses part of the Red Sea? Like, what is going on?
Who's got it better than us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and by the way, I'll never forgive Jim Harbaugh for the debacle of how we've handled the wide receiver situation in LA.
Oh, it's been really bad.
And by the way, I was more of a San Diego Charger fan than I am an LA Charger fan.
Gotcha.
Being an LA sports
Philip
fan
Rivers is the man.
I love Phillip
LaDainian
Rivers.
Tomlinson.
Phil Rivers is a man.
I have a signed LaDainian Tomlinson jersey that I can actually, if you guys are interested, you could have in here. If
Oh,
that's something
dude.
you want to
Sweet.
consider.
Absolutely, I
it
would.
is
My
We
so-
always
brother,
add to the
my brother
set.
might come here and take a piss on it. He at UTEP,
He doesn't come in here.
LaDainian Tomlinson ran for like. When my brother
Was
was
it
here.
TCU?
He set the record on him. But I think my brother had like 22 tackles in the game. So the only guy that tackled him.
Did your brother play pro ball?
stint.
Like a training camp,
Falcons,
a
couple training
squads.
camps. NFL Europe, which was cool. Played for the Rhine Fire back in NFL Europe.
Wow.
And that's a hell of a name.
That team name.
Get a decal.
Because
Rhine Fire, and then the almost the better team name in arena football. They had a team in Laredo for 2 years called the Laredo Law for the chef.
I like that, actually.
The
I like
Rhine Fire.
The Rhine
it's
Fire.
like, you should read a history book. I don't think we should call it the
Yeah,
Rhine Fire.
That's a very fair point. Okay, we'll go on to number 2 here. By the way, I do like Jim Harbaugh. I do think he's weird as shit, but I just think he's a good football coach.
I'm glad that the Chargers are going to win more games. I just
do agree with the wide receiver thing. I hated how they did that.
Yeah, and I'm glad that Mike Williams retired a Charger. I don't know, something about Jim Harbaugh just inherently pisses me off.
He is annoying.
I
got
McConkey
the wrong way.
in my dynasty league with him.
Okay, number 2, the Bengals finally inked a deal with defensive end Trey Hendrickson, but have yet to sign first-round pick Shamar Stewart. Is that news or fake news?
That's fake news. That's the opposite.
Turner, you agree?
It's
it
the
is fake.
opposite.
That is the opposite.
Yep.
So Shamar Stewart inked a deal, which, by the way, I looked at the deal's 4 years.
I'm excited to talk about this.
Yeah, it's 4 years, $19 million. I'm just curious what the fuck the Bengals are doing. Why did that take so long? It's not even a big rookie deal. Like, why? He was a first-round pick. You're obviously signing him. So, like,
the
why?
only thing they're arguing about is guaranteed and not guaranteed. Is that
Yeah, and he got a
it?
$10.4 million signing bonus. I don't know if that had anything to do with it.
They were
as
probably
well.
arguing about what he wanted up front, too. Yeah.
I know it stemmed from, I forget which rookie that was drafted in the second round that was kind of holding out for more guaranteed money, and then that became the trend through the rest of the second-round picks. But to be honest, Shamar Stewart, his production at Texas A&M was really kind of lackluster if you think about it, for considering his draft value. Now I have a lot to say about Texas A&M football, but for the most part, I'm pretty shocked that he held out for that long, especially when Hendrickson hasn't been signed yet, considering that Hendrickson and TJ Watt are the two best pass rushers in football.
Right, what are they doing?
I don't know. I
don't
really
get
have
it.
no idea.
The Bengals,
They just don't want to spend money, or what?
The Bengals owner legitimately doesn't have money.
Well, I also
That's what
don't-
people don't understand. So he needs to, I don't know what it is, he needs to sell whatever,
Yeah.
10 to 20% of the team to get that money in the bank so he doesn't have to do this. Because I was reading about the escrow, and you have to put all the money, guaranteed money, into there, whether they're getting it right then or not, and all kinds of stuff. And he legitimately, from my understanding, does not have the money and has to go out and look for, like, loans. I mean, it's a weird deal. He needs to sell 20% of the team or whatever, so that doesn't happen anymore.
It has to be because Trey Hendrickson hasn't been able to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Like, that's got to be the main driver.
I think it's a combo of the money and that, and not like, because you look at it too, it's like, why have they not, I say this every year, why have they not fired Zach Taylor when he starts 0-4 every single year?
More money.
And that's what I'm saying, is because they have to then pay his
Yeah.
buyout or his
Yeah.
whatever his contract is guaranteed, and then they have to go hire somebody else. It's more money he doesn't want to spend. So it's a combination of, okay, if we're going to invest in somebody, it needs to be somebody like Joe Burrow, who's going to be there for 10 years, who we're going to get a ton of, like, we're going to get a ton of value out of despite giving him a lot of money, because they paid Joe Burrow and they paid Jamar Chase, right?
Well, now
So-
you're about to have to pay Chase Brown.
I know, you're going to have to pay Chase Brown too. And will they, because of how running back deals have been going lately? Like, what's he going to get? Besides McCaffrey, nobody's getting a lot of money.
I
And
will say, I think that's changing.
You think so?
I do think that there's going to be increased value on running backs moving forward. I do inherently believe that.
Do you think that there should be? Should teams be willing to shell out money for running
I
backs?
don't think so. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that these are like men putting their body on the line every day and also deserve X based on how you look at how valuable a certain position player is.
Agreed.
But unfortunately, running back is the one position where you could draft very low value and somebody can come in and be an instant contributor. And so it's kind of hard to justify the thought process behind signing running backs to larger deals. But take a look at what happened with Joe Shane and Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
he
agree.
didn't want to pay him the money. The president of the Giants walked in. We all saw it on Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Said, don't let him go to Philly.
Yep.
Or just a divisional opponent in general. He went to Philly and won a Super Bowl.
Yep. I
So-
agree.
Yeah, I think the exact line was, I don't know if I'll be able to sleep
That's
if he
exactly
ends up
what he
in
said.
Philly or
Yeah, and then like they were in the
ends up in
office
the
and they knew he
division,
was
yeah.
going to go to Philly, and they're like, well, they're not sure
Well,
yet.
and
They're
you know
not
what they
sure.
said? You know what they said? He's like, hey, well, we got Motor Singletary. Like, anybody gave a shit. Like, anybody gave. I like Devin Singletary. He's not Saquon fucking Barkley.
No, I will say this. The Eagles having the offensive line they did is a big factor in why Saquon was so good this year. Is he a star?
100%.
Yes, but if you pay him that money on the Giants, what is he last
the
year?
bigger-
That's the only thing I would say.
And the bigger indictment is how they handled Daniel Jones's contract.
They picked the wrong guy.
100%.
They picked the wrong guy.
Well, Dable went out and I think won Coach of the Year when they went to
they went to the playoffs and won a playoff. They beat Kirk Cousins and the Vikings in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And so they were like, Daniel Jones played really well. If you look at his average yard per pass attempt, it was like underneath 8 yards.
Yeah, it was.
He's like the Quinn Ewers of the NFL. Like, that's
exactly
how
he
reminded me. By the way, Quinn Ewers is tearing it up at training camp.
We did say this, and Turner likes Quinn Ewers more than I do.
A
healthy Quinn, but I will say this: we both agree. There wasn't, even though he fell to the 7th, it sucks. It's shitty. That was the best spot he could have gone. Like
or the Rams.
Sure,
one of the two.
But I just think you have an offense that's fast paced. You have speedy receivers similar to how he had at Texas, and you have a quarterback starting who can't make it through 4 games every year. You're gonna likely get an opportunity. He's better than Skylar Thompson.
Will play.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like
he will start.
Will get hurt.
Yes.
I just think that the college football world, especially, kind of forgets what a healthy Quinn Ewers looked like.
Yeah, because he was injured the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time.
He was. I will give him that.
I watched him when he came when Florida came to Austin last year, and he threw like 5 touchdowns, almost over 400 yards. Looked phenomenal. They went out against Arkansas and laid a big fat egg.
I know, it was very odd.
Threw sub 200 yards, a touchdown or 2 touchdowns and a couple picks. There's like this it's like a Jekyll and Hyde thing with Quinn Ewers, right? Like, you watch him sometimes and you're like, that's one of the best throwers of the football that I've seen in a long time, because it's so effortless coming out of his hand. And then it's this decision making sometimes.
No, it is.
It blows your mind.
I actually, just because I'm getting hyped for the college football season, I rewatched A&M Texas from last year.
They played good up until
right. And so that's the thing. It's like what you were just saying, where you're like Jekyll and Hyde. It was even in that game. There were some passes early on where I was like, I don't even remember him making that throw, and it was so good.
The Matthew Golden throw?
The Matthew Golden throw down the sideline. That's the one I'm talking about. Yes, both of them were perfect throws. He was awesome. And then we're up 17-0, and it's 1st and goal at the 9, and he just sees a little bit of pressure and flicks it. It's a pick 6. The whole game flips. And then the next possession, we're going to put it away again, and he fumbles the ball. It's like 2
on a slide. 2
bad decisions that could have cost us that game.
Yeah.
And he was so good for the first 3 quarters, first 2.5, 3 quarters. And that's who he is. So I hope that if he figures that out, he does have a lot of talent. Obviously, everybody knows that. Everybody knows he's a talented kid. It's just, can he mentally figure it out?
I think that the bummer for Texas fans last season is wondering what could have been. You guys can look this up on YouTube if you want to. I published a YouTube short when I was working for Orange Bloods, where I posed this big, grandiose hypothetical just to drive some engagement, right? That's what we do when we're making content. It was, what if Arch Manning comes out of the spring looking like he's better than Quinn Ewers?
I think I saw this when you made this.
It had over, I don't know how many. I think it had over 100. It was either that or my college football short that did over 100,000 views. But essentially, I was just trying to spark a thought-provoking conversation. And what ended up happening was even my own colleagues at Orange Bloods were like, "You're an idiot."
I remember you telling me about this. Yeah,
I was so mind blown. I was like, "I'm just trying to drive conversation."
Yeah, what does it matter?
And not to mention, when you watched Arch Manning in that spring game,
he looked like the best player on the field.
He looked like the best player on the field, number one. And number two, you also had to factor in how Steve Sarkisian is like undying. He projects undying loyalty to his guys, like a Devontae Smith at Alabama or Quinn Ewers in this example, right? So I don't think we would have ever seen Arch Manning.
No, we wouldn't
unless Quinn Ewers died.
Yeah, he had to literally something like that, or broke his leg in half.
But when everybody watched Quinn Ewers in Ann Arbor, granted, Michigan wasn't great. They had a really good defense. Wink Martindale is a good defensive coordinator.
No, they were still really good at that point.
He looked like the best quarterback in college football.
Everybody thought he was going to win the Heisman right after
it wasn't even close.
Okay, we'll go to number 4. Billy Donovan. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, number 3. Billy Donovan was fired as the Chicago Bulls head coach earlier today. News or fake news?
Fake news.
Turner?
That's such a fucking... I mean, I don't even know how you would come up with that in the middle of July if it wasn't real. I'm gonna say it's fake news because I feel like I would have.
Okay, it's fake news, and here's what happened. I wrote all of these except for one is news, and I needed to switch one.
Okay.
And the actual news was, so it's fake news. The news is he actually signed a multi-year extension with the Bulls, despite the fact that over 5 seasons.
I didn't even know he was coaching the Bulls still.
He's 195 and 205 in the regular season as the Bulls head coach, and they just extended him for 3 seasons. Yeah, makes absolutely zero sense.
I think bring back Fred Hoiberg.
Bring back Fred Hoiberg. I love Fred Hoiberg. I'm a big
I'm a
Frank
Brad
Hoiberg guy.
Stevens, Fred Hoiberg guy.
Oh, dude, Brad Stevens is my guy, dude. I love
that's
Brad
crazy.
Stevens.
I didn't even know he was still coaching the NBA.
Billy Donovan, when he realized he wasn't an NBA coach, should have gone back to college. That's what he should have done because he's a great
100%.
college coach.
Well, that's why they signed him to extension because they just think that he was getting ready to go.
Well, he
somewhere.
was on the trajectory of being the Nick Saban of college basketball.
Absolutely.
Like, don't get me wrong. I don't think he ever would have dethroned Mike Krzyzewski. But I mean, he won. What he win 2 titles at Florida?
Yeah, back to back. 06,
That was
07.
the Al Horford, Joakim Noah,
That's correct.
Irvin Walker
Yep.
days, right?
Yep.
And so, like, what could have been?
I know, and if he stays there and he wins like 3 or 4 like national titles, you're like one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah,
like you're one of the
exactly.
greatest of all time.
Now
And they could have done it.
exactly.
Now they got a pervert coaching the Florida basketball team.
And they're
Dylan's
still
boy.
national champs. Todd Golden.
Todd Golden. Guy's a fucking
Oh,
pervert.
is he like the Lane Kiffin of college
Well,
basketball?
what happened was
Oh,
there was
no,
a
he just first
there
of all,
was some-
ladies love Lane.
there was-
Oh, he
he's
fucked a student.
yeah.
well, there were allegedly stalked some students, but they were
I can
of
see him
age.
Allegedly.
They were of age.
Peeping Tom
Allegedly.
through some windows.
Oh, thank God the girls he was stalking were of age.
Yeah.
Dude, fuck that guy.
Well, all I'm saying
You're a
is,
Florida fan?
no, I just picked him to win the national title, and I liked Walter Clayton Jr.
How
That's
much
it.
money did you make?
A lot.
You
A
know
lot
what?
of money. I made a lot of money.
Should
on
have shared
that.
that pick.
I bet I did. I just didn't. We don't
share
talk
with
about.
me.
Well, we don't talk about college basketball that often. So I
Why?
sent it to a couple people.
I literally played college basketball.
I know. You got to remind me.
This is crazy.
We're
Yeah.
getting back in touch. We're getting back in touch right now.
I'm
Okay.
a former collegiate basketball player that loves college football way more than I love
You
basketball.
well, I'm a basketball coach, and I love football more than basketball
Exactly.
too. So
Because it's a greater game.
it is a greater
game.
It is. I love watching college basketball in the NCAA tournament, but I'm a bigger football fan. Okay.
Totally agree.
Number 4, a new Air Bud movie is currently being created and is set to hit theaters in March
I
2026.
just hope it's true. I'm going to say true.
I don't give a
We
shit.
need Air Bud back.
I don't really
Since,
give a shit.
It's
What was-
news, baby.
There it
Air Bud
is.
is back. We got
Air
Happy
Bud.
Gilmore 2, and now we got a
Did
second.
you watch it?
So I started it, and
the
I
John Daly cameos are the only
Love
that
John
makes it-
Daly.
Make it great.
I started it, and I did realize that the whole premise of the movie is that he kills his wife in the very first beginning with a golf ball.
Spoiler alert.
Yes, spoiler alert. It's the first 2 minutes of the movie, so that's the premise of the movie. Sorry.
Yeah, he did drill Virginia Bennett right in the
Yeah.
forehead.
I was looking forward to her being in the movie, and then she dies. So
Also, Julia Bowen hasn't aged.
no, she really hasn't. She looks great.
Looks great.
She looks great.
I will always remember her from Modern Family.
She looked
Yep.
great in Modern Family. She still
Oh
does.
yeah, she did.
Okay, last one. A new reports and text messages have come out indicating former Purdue and Memphis defensive back Taj Rael leaked the Memphis Tigers defensive playbook to UTSA to starting quarterback Luke McCown.
That's true. I saw the screenshots.
I mean, it sounds true. And
It
he
is-
would know,
it is
and he
true.
would know.
Oh,
I
it
don't
is.
know how you would just
yeah.
make up some
Well, I just
random
wanted to
black
talk
kid's
about
name.
this,
Okay.
and so I threw it in.
What a
news or fake
fucking
news.
idiot.
Like, what is he thinking?
What did you think was going to happen?
Did you see the text that they showed?
Yeah.
He was like, "This is our call for cover 2. This is our
Yep.
call for this, and this safety." He goes, "None. They always play quarters. None of them can cover, and this safety's been injured. He's nursing a hamstring, so go after him." And then Luke McCown threw for like 500 yards and 6 touchdowns in that game.
Do you know what's also crazy?
UTSA smoked them,
Yes.
right?
Oh,
Weren't they,
annihilated
and they were
them.
like, what,
Memphis-
14-point dogs?
Yes,
Yes.
they were.
Yeah.
Yes,
At
they
Memphis,
were.
correct?
At Memphis. Yes,
If
it was.
you look at the screenshots, I don't know if you have them, but if you pull them up, it's extra funny because it's the screenshots from the Memphis player's phone. It's not even like McCown's
Oh, are you
phone.
kidding?
Yeah, it's the Memphis player's phone.
No shit.
Yeah, if you can find those and pull it up.
What a
It's literally
crazy,
him-
like,
it's-
you got to
it's
be a,
him.
I mean,
It's a super long text thread of him giving all the info, and then McCown replies with like a crying emoji.
I did see that.
and then the rest is just him.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
what I
from
saw.
his phone.
It is. That's crazy.
Who the fuck did he send that to?
Dude, that's actually wild.
Man, dude,
for some
that's-
reason, I can't find it in
that's
here.
crazy because it's like, obviously that kid will never play college football again, but it's like, technically, there's like, he's not going to be in trouble with the law. He didn't break any laws.
Is there
did
going to be like a new gambling scandal? We find
Yeah.
out the college players are like sharing info.
No,
That's what it
definitely-
feels
that
like,
definitely
dude.
could be
Because
it.
think about how easy it is now with how often people switch. Like, if you're a college football coach nowadays, are you changing your playbook every year? Like, are you changing your calls and your stuff every year? Like, because I'd almost feel like you have to. The turnover
definitely
is so
have to
different
change
nowadays.
calls,
So you
yeah.
have to change everything, and that's really difficult for kids who are that that age to learn a new offense every single year. There is no consistency anymore. Like, even if you keep the players, that's crazy. And I guarantee you, there's a lot of animosity from guys who go somewhere and it doesn't work out, and now they don't get the money that they thought they were going to get, and now they go somewhere else. Why the fuck wouldn't they? I'm not saying
it probably happens all the time.
it probably
That's why
happens
you
all the
have to-
fucking time. And
Guys,
this is
guys.
opening Pandora's box, right?
With
Like,
the new, you talk about Pandora's box. I have news for everybody that watches this show. A lot of these college football programs that are promising X amount of dollars during the recruiting process through the revenue share, a lot of them are going to run out of money, and you're about to see decommits or voided contracts, because now high school players like Felix Ojo signed a contract with Texas Tech.
They should have contracts nowadays.
They should, but
absolutely,
you're about to see an exodus of college or of high school prospects that have signed a contract with a college football team, where now the university can no longer live up to the obligation,
That's
like the
crazy.
monetary obligation.
That's crazy.
You're going to see that, and I'll kind of give you the heads up when, so we can talk about it on the show.
Yeah, that's a really good topic to talk about.
Definitely keep an eye on that, because it's going to happen early national signing
It'd
day.
be good to even try to find kids who that happens to, try to get them on the show and talk to them about it too. That'd be cool.
That would be insane. So Felix Ojo was the #1 offensive tackle recruit in the country that committed to Texas Tech after being considered a Texas lean for several months. And he signed a contract, and then his agent went ahead and leaked all the details as far as what their contract was and so on and so forth. And so now he literally changed the bidding price for other universities trying to go after elite recruits. Like, this is now the going price for offensive tackles in college football.
That's wild.
Now may even been smart.
They're literally changing
Tech, saying, "Hey, go ahead and leak that and let them know how much we're paying them, so they're going to be spending that money on other guys."
But if you think about it,
we're going to spend their money for them.
but if you think about it, now recruits are like, "Hey, if I'm going to Texas Tech, I want $2.5 million like Felix Ojo got."
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And you say you're not as good as Felix.
Yeah, but they still want it.
But
I'm sure they do.
But now what you have is high school kids.
It's crazy.
Dictating market value.
It's fucking crazy.
It's nuts,
for position groups across high school football.
It's nuts.
As far as recruiting is concerned, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
And it's only going to get crazier.
It's only going to get crazier until we actually have some sort of rules. And I don't know what body of people or organization can even institute rules at this point. Like,
well,
it's
it
almost
can't
like
be the NCAA.
No, it can't. And it's almost like they're waiting around. Like, I don't know. There was a thing about Trump the other day trying to institute a salary cap, but it's like it's like they're almost waiting for like the federal government to step in and say, like, we need to regulate this market because there's nobody regulating it.
So what's happening now is the NCAA actually hired Deloitte. And so what Deloitte,
the consulting firm?
Yes. Yeah. And so what Deloitte is doing is now that they've created this algorithm based on social media presence and all this other stuff to dictate what your market value is as a player. And if you, as a prospect, come back post-analysis, you don't live up to said market value, in theory, you cannot be paid the amount of money that these universities are promising, which is going back.
Oh, then it goes right back to that other thing where they're going to promise them the amount and won't be able to pay them.
Exactly. So that's the best form of regulation.
I like
currently.
that, actually.
I like it to an extent.
To an extent. I'm not saying it's perfect, but better than nothing.
I don't want to see the college football that I know and love just totally fall to pieces.
I agree. It's sad. It really is. It already is kind of done that, right? Like, not falling to pieces, but just the way, like, I already don't like that we don't have guys sticking around, that we don't have guys, that there's just no loyalty, not from coaches, from players. It's becoming all about money. I mean, it already is all about money, and it's only getting worse. And I think, and I've said this, and it's basically goes to your point that it's just unsustainable at this point.
100%.
You cannot keep going at this rate and expect, because schools are going to start, like you said, losing money, and then they're not going to be willing to pay that anymore because it's not financially viable. It makes no sense.
Well, it's forever evolving. It's going to continue to change on a year by year basis. I just don't know what college football is going to look like next year or the year after. You look at cases like with Nico Iamaleava and how his dad interjected himself, basically projected a market value for his son. Tennessee said, "Fuck you, I'm not paying your kid that," and then went to UCLA. Same thing with Malachi Nelson over at USC. So
same thing.
UTEP. So
there you go.
We'll kind of go Miners. We'll see picks up.
Oh, Miners.
Happens.
That's right.
Picks
up, baby.
Picks up. All right.
Okay, we're gonna go on to a few other things. I want to talk. Some college football here. We're already on that topic, kind of. So I just got a few. I've got a few questions, and we'll go from here. Okay.
So one last thing going back to that when we were talking about, and as you guys know, like I said, you follow recruiting far more than I do these days. So they're trying to do, with the schools, you have this much, you have this much money to spend, yada, yada, yada. But I always forget the guy's name at Tech that was a lineman that has all the money.
Felix Ojo, yeah.
No. The booster that played under Leach.
I don't know the
his name is. Something, or, worth $4.6 billion.
Mm-hmm.
If this is his hobby and this is his piggy bank, like the Saudis with Live Golf or whatever, and he's like, I'm gonna buy a national championship. That's what I want to do. And
he absolutely could.
Correct. Okay, so that's what I wanted to. They're not trying to, because I know they're trying to be like, he can only give them fair market value.
Exactly.
However, we haven't gotten to that point yet, so he can just do whatever he wants. He can
sort
pay
of, yeah.
Everybody. Well, and then say, hey, here's $300,000 on the table. Under the table, here's another 150, which I'm sure is going on everywhere. Will be. That's what I'm saying. So as soon as the laws are changed or they do that, then we'll just get back to the, okay, yeah, we're paying them on the table $20 million, and then under the table there's another $10 million or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, so theoretically, how it's set up now is the House versus NCAA settlement, which the outcome of that was the $20 million quote unquote salary cap.
Yeah.
That's bucket number one, and then bucket number two, NIL collectives are still in place, right? So how are we going to judge the parity of how players are getting paid through NIL collectives or through the rev share model where the universities have to dictate fair market value for individual players?
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Oklahoma, Jim Nagy got hired as basically the director of player personnel, who's effectively a GM. Right. University.
No, they are hired. I mean, Woj is the GM for St. Bonnie's basketball. It's the same. They almost call him that.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy. I did see something. I don't know if y'all saw this or if y'all remember this, but when they initially announced that salary cap deal, that they were going to have some sort of ability to monitor NIL deals and where the money was actually coming from, so that schools couldn't just funnel money to other companies and then they're paying them.
Wash the money.
Right, exactly. Literally money laundering.
Yeah, they're supposed to be legitimate NIL deals. I just think that obviously in the grand scheme of things is going to be impossible to regulate.
I agree. I mean, you have people with a lot of money and a lot of resources are going to find ways around that. I'm sure.
Well, it's not like Tony's Tractors is going to be able to pay like Felix Ojo like at $1.5 million.
Exactly.
Right.
You're going to have like a bunch of little companies pitching in, and it's like, well, how can they monitor? Did I'm not saying Texas, but did say Arkansas University? They have a bunch of little throw 100,000, 100,000, 100,000, and then they all give them these. Yeah, these little shell.
Tech just starts.
Yeah.
$10 million.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's breaking down college football.
100%.
I really don't. And I'm not claiming to be an expert. I know very at its foundational level of how this works. I really as far as that's concerned, I have no idea how that'll be regulated.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
I agree.
You couldn't do it. I don't think.
Try. So we'll go to college football. So gonna just shoot some questions off and we'll discuss from here. Okay, of the younger coaches that are on the come up right now as we head into this season, who do you think is going to be the next coach to win a national title? I'll name off a few. So Kalen DeBoer, Steve Sarkisian. I did most guys under 50. I'm not sure if Mike Norvell's under 50. Mike Norvell, Dan Lanning, Kenny Dillingham, Lincoln Riley, Lane Kiffin, Billy Napier. You could go anyone, though. Who's one of the guys under age of 50 or 50-ish?
Since you'll probably have a more intelligent answer than me, I'll go first. And the answer is Dan Lanning, because Phil Knight's going to spend $1 gazillion. As long as Phil Knight's alive the next 5 years, I think Oregon wins the title just because they're going to spend the money.
You do?
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to win a title.
Yeah, maybe they don't, but I'm just saying they're going to spend with Knight. That's all he cares about.
I agree with that.
I mean, it makes no.
But I feel like they've done that for the last. He's been saying that for the last couple years, and they still are like, yeah, they were good last year, but I don't think anybody really thought they were gonna win a national title. At least I didn't. I thought Texas was more talented. I thought Ohio State was more talented. I do think Oregon gets it just seems very similar, Oregon, to the old Oregon, where they get a lot of speed guys, and in the trenches when they face a really good Ohio State, Big Ten, or SEC defense, they cannot actually hold up. Now, that said, they beat Ohio State in the regular season, so that could be disproved somewhat, but it was a shootout. And then when they got to the playoffs, they couldn't score in the first half. Yep. And it just seems like that happens every time to them in the play, even when they back in the 14 playoff. It was like they played a physical team. The closest they ever got was with Chip Kelly against Auburn and Cam Newton, and they lost on a game-winning field goal. And still, it was it took a big comeback for them to be in that game late. So, but in terms of that, Wes, who do you think would be the next coach that's going to win a national title?
Based on the names given, I got to go Sark.
Okay.
But as far as who's realistic, I think that Dan Lanning is absolutely my number 2. It's just that I think that Sark going to, if you look at how Texas is spending money on the recruiting trail, the talent they already have coming back, the fact they probably have the number 1 defense alongside Clemson and Alabama in college football, I think that this is the year or 2026 is Sark's window. 2025, or I guess it'd be 2026, 2027.
Right.
But Dan Lanning's absolutely my number 2, and then my number 3 is Kenny Dillingham, but it won't be with Arizona State.
Okay.
He'll get a more big time job. Lincoln Riley might be out by next year.
I thought that too.
I could see Kenny Dillingham stepping into USC.
That's a good spot. That could definitely happen.
I really don't know, but I guess if I were to go top 3, I think that Billy Napier I don't think Billy Napier is ever going to win big time college football.
I think he's average. I think he's very average.
You mentioned another name that I don't. What was it? And the bottom 4?
Bottom 4 were Billy Napier, Lane Kiffin, Lincoln Riley, Kenny Dillingham.
Definitely not Lincoln Riley. Go 2 more above that.
Dan Lanning, Mike Norvell.
Mike Norvell, same thing. There's no way, if you are a head coach at a premier football program like Florida State, where you should ever win 2 fucking games.
I can't disagree with you.
That you should be fired, and you should never get a good head coaching job again.
Here's
I don't care.
only-
I don't care about Jordan Travis going. I don't.
Here's my only counter argument. I think in old day college football, I would agree with you. Only because the turnover was so different that if you went from like that good to that bad that quick, it was a big red flag.
Well, then it's poor roster management, which is
no,
also
I do agree.
Will you pull up their schedule from last
yeah,
year?
I will. No,
they had a lot of quit in them. I told Dylan when they started,
did look like they quit.
Dude, I told Dylan when they started 0-2, and he was like, on paper they're still talented and whatever. I go, dude, I don't know what. We'd have to go find it in an old podcast. I was like, I think they're going to win like 1 or 2 games. I think it's going to be like, I think they just quit. As soon as they started 0-2, they knew their season was fucking over. And I was like, they're just going to quit on the year.
So we all watched that Georgia Tech game.
Right.
We all watched the Boston College game.
Right.
The fact that they lost to Memphis is unacceptable.
That was really bad.
The fact SMU, wow, they got murdered by SMU.
Yeah, lost to Duke, got killed
North
by Miami.
Carolina, who was not a good football team last year.
Notre Dame 52-3.
Hey, they beat Charleston Southern.
Their 2 wins were Charleston Southern and Cal by 5.
Look at DJ Uyunglele's pass numbers.
Dude, but see, that's the only thing is like
he's Tyrone Swoops.
He lost. No, he is. He's atrocious. Now, that's on Mike Norvell for making that guy the guy.
Yeah.
That is on him for sure. I just think for some reason, like I watched what he did with the team the year before, and he did a really good job. Now, obviously, he was atrocious this year, and when you are basically undefeated and should have been in the playoff, which they should have been, and I don't disagree with the argument that they would have gotten killed no matter what. I didn't want to watch that either.
Yeah.
But by the perspective of what we've always gone off in college football, when you go undefeated in a Power 4 or Power 5 conference, you should be in the playoff.
Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Do you think that Florida State won those games because Jordan in my opinion, I think that great quarterback play masks every other aspect of college football.
I would agree, but I have watched a lot of Florida State. I used to like Mike Norvell. I do think he's a very good play caller. I don't think he's the best head coach, but I do think he is a good offensive play caller. And
Maybe.
I think the problem was you have this hangover effect of a lot of those kids left. A lot of the kids went to the NFL. A lot of the defensive line starters went to the NFL. Yep. They had a lot of really talented guys on that defensive line. They lose their quarterback. They lose a lot of talent. And then you have the guys who did come back, not nearly as talented. And then you have these like people who are thinking, do we want to be at a place where we go undefeated and don't make the playoff? Do I want to be at that place? That really hurt them. I don't disagree with anything you're saying. I'm normally the guy saying if you win 2 games at Florida State, you're fired. But I just think because of what he did the year before, he at least deserves this year. Like, I think he does deserve this year. And I think he deserves this year. And if they win 8 games this year, he should keep his job. I don't think they should win a championship this year. Like, I don't think he should have to go undefeated. Now, if they go 6-6 or worse, or if they miss a bowl game, he will be fired. And 100%. He should be fired. But I don't think I think they're going to win 8 or 9 games this year. I haven't looked at their schedule. I don't know their roster. I believe Mike Norvell is not a bad coach. And I think that literally in this day and age, like Turner said, there was a lot of quit in him. It's really easy to quit nowadays.
As soon as
back
you start
then, you have accountability next year. Right. Oh, I'm a sophomore. I'm not going to play next year if I don't play hard. Well, these guys are like, fuck this. I'm out. I'm out in 3 months. What the fuck does it matter? We're getting embarrassed on national television. I won't even play.
Probably 10 to 12 of those guys are selling playbooks in the middle of the year.
I can't take my eyes off of 20 to 12.
I don't disagree with you. I don't
losing to Memphis, which by the way, Mike Norvell's a Memphis guy.
I know.
Like,
that's what makes that so great. I was watching that game. I was like, oh, come on, Memphis, beat these guys.
They were favored still. Yeah, they were 3.5 point favorites.
You know where I think you said Kenny Dillingham, gonna leave. I think what you see is, and this is what I would do, let James Franklin fall flat on his face at Penn State, and Penn State should hire Kenny Dillingham. I think he could do some serious damage.
Kenny Dillingham is going to be great wherever he goes.
I know. I'm just saying, but James Franklin. I mean, the guy never wins. I mean, obviously, we know he never wins a big game. So Penn State this year, if they lose 2 games, he's got to be fired. Like, I mean, it's just
we were talking about this because he's had so much success,
right?
But they still call for his job. And to your point, he doesn't win the big game. But what was Penn State before that?
No, and we've had this argument before where most of the time I'm like, no, I mean, like, look at it, right? Look who they're losing to.
Right.
Penn State should never be better than Ohio State, right? That just doesn't happen. Like, it's just sometimes they have a team, in theory, they should not. So and most of the time on paper and on the field.
I mean, they couldn't beat Ohio State with
yeah.
Trey McSorley and
Correct.
Saquon Barkley.
And they always, that game always comes up and like, oh, is this you're going to do
Jahan
it? It's going to
Dotson.
be a 3-point line like it always is and whatever. And it's so,
you know,
I don't know if I don't necessarily, it is kind of unfair because I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But if I'm Penn State and I feel like I can get, I have no idea what his buyout looks like. I looked at his contract, but I felt like I could go get Kenny Dillingham, a young up and coming coach that's got a ton of energy. Instead of James Franklin, I'm getting Kenny Dillingham.
Yeah.
You know what I told Dylan on the recording that we did last week? I said it's funny because a lot of pundits in college football, as well as I forgot which head coach said this at either Big Ten or SEC Media Days, where I think it was the Big Ten. I forgot who said it, but that the SEC was super top heavy. I was like, I just told him I thought that was super ironic, considering that James Franklin feels like he's almost consistently on the hot seat for not just being able to beat Michigan and Ohio State.
Right.
Like that is the biggest data point ever for a top heavy conference, considering that James Franklin almost always wins 10 games.
Yeah.
I think that Penn State might be the most complete team in college football.
They are. I think they are.
Yeah.
But I think no one has faith in them because
Drew Aller sucks at football.
I would agree with that. He's obviously better than your average Bear quarterback, but he's not what people make him out to be at all. And I've said that very early on.
Oh, he put it together.
It's like, always look at him. He's big. He's strong. Throw the ball. But he always, him and Franklin will find a way to fuck it up. There's no doubt. You know what they should do? Turn around and hand it off 95 times a game.
Yeah, no, they should.
Yeah, that's how they beat Boise State. Is Keyshawn Allen just told Boise State they were being a good little bitch and just ran all down their throat.
Yeah.
And Drew, by the way, I remember watching that game. Me and Dylan were texting during that game. Drew Aller made 2 unbelievable throws. And I was like, God, this kid can put it together. And then what did he do? He basically put the game on the line, putting Boise State in a position to win because he kept turning the fucking ball over.
He can't take care of the ball, and he's not smart between the ears. Okay, here's the next question. Got a couple more. Who is the first big name coach to get fired this year or next year in college football? Like, who's the next big guy to go? Some of those names I mentioned, you could say Mike Norvell, you could say Lincoln Riley, Brian Kelly from LSU, maybe on the hot seat if they keep being average to not great.
Dude, fuck Brian Kelly.
Like, I can't stand Brian Kelly.
I fucking hate Brian Kelly.
But who do you think is who will be the next big head coach fired from a big university? You guys
want to hear a hot take?
James Franklin.
You want to hear a hot take?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's, in theory, say that Clemson falls apart. And K. Klubnik can't get it done for whatever reason. He gets hurt, and Clemson has like a 6 or 7 win team. Do you think that Clemson has the balls to fire Dabo?
Absolutely not. They owe him too much money.
I don't even know what his buyout is.
How many years are left on it?
Didn't they just extend him again? They always extend
they did.
him.
Yeah, you're right. They did extend him last year.
They always extend him. Yeah.
I just think that Davos, when he's been on the out train for a long time because he can't adapt to the transfer portal of college football.
No, he can't. He even says it like he's unwilling to. But with Clemson, obviously he's put them on the map.
No, he has.
I think eventually he will surround himself with enough coaches that are like,
I hope so, man.
That can handle the port because he obviously can't.
Well, I think it is. It's not
his buyout.
Yeah, he's signed through. I don't know his buyout. I'll look on here, but it's he's signed through 2031. So
this is like a Jimbo Fisher contract.
It's 10 years, 115.
Yeah, that's a Jimbo contract.
So it's going to be a $60 million.
The money A&M.
Clemson better eat that. Then. I mean, Clemson's just got to figure it out with Dabo, or Dabo's got to figure it out. But I think going back to your original question, if I had to pick 2 coaches, I think the easy answer is Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if you would consider Billy Napier a big name head coach.
I mean, 50. Yeah.
But I would see Billy Napier or maybe even Sharon Moore was in their job.
Sharon Moore is actually where I was going to go with this.
Yeah.
I think if Michigan goes 6-6 this year, then there's a chance
he's 100% fired.
There's a high chance he gets fired, and if somehow he keeps, even if let's say he goes 7-5 this year, and then they start 0-2 the following year, he'll be gone that year.
If they go 7-5 this year, I think he's fired.
You think he's gone 7-5?
I think he's got to win at least 8 games.
I think they might give him. I think he wins 7. He's safe for at least the start of next season. But I think
they're going to beat Ohio State.
Well, that's true. That's true.
They just are.
You get one.
Death
you get one
taxes
right there.
Michigan beating them.
That's right. Yeah, but no, I agree. I would say who do you
Lincoln Riley. But that's another one. And obviously USC has the money, but it's another one that it's like they owe him so much money. If he would, I just don't understand why he thinks he's going to be able to win every football game he plays 58-50.
Oh, I know.
Just dude, every Samoan that throws rocks at each other growing up, having rock fights, wants to go play defense at USC, dude.
Yep.
That's like they all
Or
want to
offensive
be.
line.
They all want to be Troy Polamalu. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's like, all those guys. It's like, dude, build from within and get a fucking defense and start winning games.
Well, there's a
And
lot
it
of
should
he
be the
hired Alex
easiest job
Grinch.
I know.
ever for him. Like with that talent
Yeah.
out there to get like at least in the playoff your team's got to be that good.
When they hired Alex Grinch, I said this guy's going to fail.
Yeah.
There's no excuse as to why you hired Alex Grinch.
Yeah. Yep. And it was a disaster.
It was an unmitigated disaster. And didn't they only win 8 games with Caleb Williams? Like,
Yep.
That was their peak.
Yep. And they lost to Utah in the Pac-12 championship game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't even win
Without
the
Cameron
conference.
Rising? Or did they have
No,
Cameron?
I think Cam Rising did play that game. I think he did play that game.
Cam Rising's been in college football for like 10 years.
Did he finally retired, right? Or
Yeah, he
did-
medically retired. He was
finally-
going to come back for an 8th
I know. I
season.
saw. I was like,
I
"You gotta
saw
be kidding
that.
me! You'd be
Yeah,
shitting
that
me!
was-
Just
Boy,
collecting NIL checks for doing nothing."
I would have been pissed.
Yeah, I would have been too. I was like, what is my money going to? Like,
Yeah, I don't like that.
no. Yeah, I think that's
The problem, I would say, Brian Kelly, like they're gonna lose their mind
Mhm.
if they're bad. But I think LSU's gonna win some football games this year.
I think
I think
they're
so
gonna-
too.
And
I do
not
too.
because of
I do
Brian
too.
Kelly. I just think Nessmeyer's pretty good, and
I think he's good.
They're gonna
It's hard to
sling
know
it
what
around.
he is,
Yeah.
but I do think he could be good. I think
he's good.
I think
I
he's
don't know.
good. Yeah, no, I said
I
we
don't know
talked
what
about
they
this
are on
the other
defense.
day. Yeah, I don't know what they are either. I do know they had a much better recruiting and transfer class than they did the year before. Because last year I faded the shit out of them. That was my biggest preseason bet, was them under 9.5 wins, and they won 8 games. I think it was an easy win. This year I would actually take their over. I think they're going to win 9 or 10 games.
I think Caden Durham is going to be a star. I think Caden Durham might be in that Doak Walker talk at the end of the season. That kid was unbelievable at Duncanville. He played really good when during his limited snaps as a freshman.
Yep.
Not even limited. I'm pretty sure he was just the number 1 running back.
Yeah, I mean he carried
But-
the ball 140 times last year.
Every time, there you go. Every single time I think of LSU and Nussmeier, I think of A&M. And how
that's what I said last time.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I
it's the same thing.
cannot believe they lost after what A&M stopped throwing the ball and Marcel Reed ran for 4 touchdowns.
Yes.
I can't. That's
I couldn't look.
They went up what 3? They went up 17.
Yeah, I think it was 17 in the second half, and A&M threw the ball 2 times the entire second half and beat them. They won by 2 scores. They won by 2 scores, and Nussmeier could not throw a ball. He threw like 4 picks, and they could not stop the run when
In
they
the
knew it
second
was
half?
coming. In the second half, it was crazy.
Yeah, it was bad.
That
It was really bad.
Okay, next one. Here's an interesting one. Scott Frost returns to Central Florida. Which of the two is more likely? He will have them competing for a conference title in the next 3 seasons, or he will be fired in the next 3 seasons?
He will be fired in the next 3 seasons.
That's more likely.
They might hang another banner up.
You think
Another
so?
national title banner? Undefeated national champs,
He'll
baby.
get fired, but I love that they have the
Is he a good football coach? I can't know.
2017 national champions or whatever they were when they went undefeated.
Yeah.
Man, did you? A&M did the same shit. When Jimbo got hired, they gave him a plaque. It said like national champions. Like,
Oh no, future like TBA.
Yeah,
no,
dude.
but you know UCF
Ugh.
went undefeated that year.
Oh,
They
I
just
know.
Didn't get in the playoffs.
yeah, they just did into the playoffs, so
And then
that's
they won
why
their bowl
did it.
game, and they were 13-0.
They won the
I
bowl
don't. Wasn't that wasn't Dylan Gabriel playing quarterback?
I think
for
he
them?
was playing
game,
quarterback
which is
there.
just
Yeah.
fucking nuts.
I think Scott Frost sucks. I think the minute he came out and said, "Sometimes you just take the wrong job,"
All right,
I was like, "That's
maybe
such a cop-out."
we're getting Gabe because that was 17, so no.
No, it was
It
Mackenzie
was
Milton.
I was
Yeah,
just
it was
about to say
Milton.
it was Milton.
It was
I
Milton.
always get them mixed
I know
up.
Dylan
yeah.
Gabriel did go to UCF.
Yeah,
No,
no,
he
he
did. He
did.
was under the OC.
He was just there a couple
Jeff
years.
Lebby?
Yeah,
Is that
he
his
was
name?
there
Yeah, that was
a
the
couple
guy he was
years. A couple years later.
Yeah, I mean, he was in college football for 9 seasons. Not really, but like felt like
long
that.
time.
Yeah,
He looks like shit in
Like
training camp.
Perry Ellis.
Yeah.
College.
Okay, we're almost done here. I've got one little game, college football game to play, and then we'll talk a little NFL and we'll be done. Okay, so these are some
breaking news.
Yeah.
The Wings are beating the Liberty 63-36 at halftime. How's that even possible?
Oh
Let's
my
go.
gosh.
Hey,
Yeah.
aren't the Liberty like the best team in the
They
league?
are.
I'm just scrolling on ESPN. I was trying to get to
We gotta tune
college
in.
football.
How in
And
the
I go,
world is
my
that
God.
happening?
We got to tune in.
Yeah, we
Is
do.
Any second half props?
Yeah, we do. Oh my gosh, you ain't kidding. Yeah, they're beating the
I
living
knew
shit out of
Dylan
them.
would get some enjoyment out of that.
It's halftime. They scored 63 points in the first. Is Paige Beckers just going bonkers or what?
It has to be.
Let's see.
Yep,
she has 11. Agumba Wale has 15.
Paige Beckers is out of the closet. It's a huge relief off her. She's that's what
She
that's what I
saved
heard.
me the other day. I had her over 16.5 points, and she
What you got?
scored 17 in the last few minutes of the game to
What a-
get me the
what
game.
a-
I feel like if
beast.
most WNBA players would just come out, they would be a much better league to watch because they'd have all that stuff off the chest.
Yep.
It's a good point. It's a good point. Okay, here's the game we're going to play with college football. I'm going to name a coach, Okay, and I'm going to give you a place that he is. So it's a coach that used to be a big name, okay, or had a big job. Okay. And I'm going to tell you the name of the school or the position that he's in. You tell me if that's actually where he is or not. Okay, so you might know some of these anyway. Okay, so we're going to start with number 1, Tom Herman. Okay, Tom Herman, currently the offensive coordinator at Georgia State. Is that true or false? He was most recently. That's true or false? I will tell you, he was fired from FAU last season.
Right.
So true or false? He is the OC now at Georgia State.
It does kind of sound right. That's kind of the next step after you lose to Florida.
Dude,
I'm gonna say it's false, and he's somewhere else.
I think it's true.
Sneak one in on us.
You want me to tell you? Are y'all going with
false.
us?
I think it's true.
It's false. I made it up. And he is
I
nowhere.
wouldn't have been surprised at all.
I know it sounded.
No,
right.
he was the offensive analyst for the Bears.
Yes, he was.
Season.
He was
what I was thinking.
He was there for the Bears for a season, and then he got the FAU job and literally made it 2 seasons and got fired. Yep. So he's gone.
Man, talk about a tragic fall,
dude,
of a head coaching
trajectory. From OC quarterback coach at Ohio State to Houston to Texas, and then in literally 5 years, he's out of college football.
Well, I mean, he was also getting considered for the LSU job.
Yes, he was.
Before Ed Orgeron. Can you imagine if Tom Herman would have had Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson?
He probably wins a national title anyway, because anyone could have won a national title with that team.
Oh, a fork could have won a national title.
Please, Coach O. My God. X's and O's, genius.
Yeah, he's so
he can
smart.
hardly read and write.
That guy's got a high IQ.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he goes like, go Tigers.
Yeah.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Go Tigers.
All right, number 2, Charlie Strong. We're going with Texas X's. Charlie Strong, currently the defensive line coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That's false.
That just sounds right.
That's false.
It's true.
Is it
it's
really?
True.
Yeah.
He is the defensive line coach.
I thought he was on staff at Alabama.
Let's see. I will look up where he was.
Or maybe he was for a little bit.
I think he probably was for a little bit. Let's see. He was. You're absolutely right. He was a defensive analyst in 2003, and then he's been out of football. And to be fair, this is
2003.
So
23.
Sorry, 2023.
Oh
my bad.
Shit!
I
was like,
misspoke.
Jesus, why did I remember that?
No. He was actually 2 stints. So he went. Man, he has jumped around. So he went Texas to South Florida, and in 2019 he was fired in South Florida. Then he went to Bama for 1 year as a defensive analyst. Then he was the Jacksonville Jaguars assistant head coach and inside linebackers coach. Then he was the Miami, Florida co-defensive coordinator. Then he went back to Bama as a defensive analyst. Now he's been out of football since 2023, and he just now is with the Tampa Bay Bucs as the defensive line coach.
How is that guy still coaching?
I know. How is he still coaching?
That guy's just a bad football coach.
He
kicked off
so
twice in
bad.
a college football game.
He what?
He kicked off twice in a college football game. First half, second half.
Wait, that happened?
That's a real thing.
Stop.
Yeah, look it up right now.
How does that even happen?
I don't know.
Buck the coin toss call
yeah,
up?
because he didn't
defer.
He didn't defer.
He chose to
said,
fucking kick.
Yeah.
Yes.
What an idiot.
I don't know if that was like a player confusion or if that was Charlie Strong.
Well, it's on him either
way. It
way.
was when Texas played UCLA in 2017
Stop.
in Dallas. I will never forget that. I will never forget
Could you imagine
that game, right?
Yep, 17-13.
Was that the first week of the season? Or was it?
Maybe.
It was one of the first 2 games, right?
That was not 2017. That was 2014. Because I remember.
Was Swoops the quarterback at the time?
Yes, he was.
Yeah. And I remember this game.
I remember Malik Jefferson was in attendance.
Yeah.
And I wanted, because he was the number 1 linebacker in the country, and I really wanted to win. Or I wanted Texas to win, so Malik Jefferson could have committed. Well, he ended up, of course, signing with Texas and won a Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, whatever. But yeah, I will never forgive Charlie Strong for that.
Yeah, it was. You're absolutely right. It was the 3rd game of the season, and we lost 20-17.
2014.
2014. Yep.
Yeah.
2014, 20-17. We lost.
I have like a Sean McVay brain.
That's actually
Texas
no.
football.
You do for Texas football. Yeah, you absolutely do. Okay, here we go. Number 3, Bronco Mendenhall is the head coach at Utah State. Is that true or false?
That's got to be true.
That's
because
true.
He's a Mormon.
Yeah,
that is true. And he was at New Mexico, and he just took the Utah State head coaching job.
Right.
So that is true.
God, I felt like he was at BYU for forever.
He was at BYU for forever.
You know what?
And they had the magic when he was there.
Was it this year that New Mexico was a sneaky bad team? Like they were in a lot of games.
They
right?
were a really good offense
yeah,
and
they
were the worst
points.
defense in the country. Yes.
Dude, I remember what game was that? It was like, was it New Mexico, Wyoming, where there was like 110 points scored through 3 quarters?
I think it was that
crazy.
Game.
It was like 58.
It was something ridiculous.
It was like 58-54 at the end of 3.
Oh my gosh.
I'm looking here.
It was they were playing someone, and it was in a nut score.
It
may have been 2 years ago.
It might have been 2 years ago. The highest. They did have some ridiculous scores though. So the first week against Montana State, 35-31. Second week at Arizona, 61-39, 45-19. 50-40 against New Mexico State. Air Force, who couldn't move the ball, like 52-37. Utah State was 50-45. Those are like the highest ones. But
those
they
are like
won
arena football scores. You got to love that.
They won 5 games last year.
Yeah.
Their offense was
bad.
good.
Yeah.
Their quarterback was like a big dual threat, good player. Okay, next one. Clay Helton, former USC head coach, is the offensive coordinator for Tennessee, the Tennessee Volunteers.
I thought Clay Helton left football. So I'm going to say false.
Okay.
I'm going to say false just because I don't think he's the offensive coordinator for Tennessee. I think it's somebody else.
So Clay Helton, it is false. You're both correct. But Clay Helton is in football. He is the head coach at Georgia Southern.
That's why I thought he was out of football.
I remember seeing him actually last year. I was like, oh, I didn't know.
He's out of football. Yeah.
Clay Helton's a terrible head coach.
I didn't know Clay Helton.
He's actually been the head coach there since 2022. Since he left USC, he
actually
been the head coach
had
there.
one good. Was it 20? One of his teams there was actually pretty good.
When they beat
Sun Belt.
They played Penn State.
Last
they played
year.
Penn State in the Rose Bowl, and Saquon went bananas.
Let's see.
That's when Sam Darnold threw like 4 touchdown passes.
Let's see here. Oh, you're talking about when he was at USC?
Yep.
I do remember that game.
Yeah, they had Ronald Jones.
No, wait. They played. Who did they play there?
Penn State.
And they there?
Penn State.
And